welcome back everybody, another Danny Phantom review. This one is the episode Double Cross My Heart. So this episode, there's a foreign exchange student that comes to the school named Gregor, and Sam has a crush on him, and Danny is jealous. That's the gist of it. Yeah, he's this like total dream guy for Sam. He's obviously into her. He's European, he's edgy, he's a Euro goth, he's an ultra recycle vegetarian, just like Sam is.
I don't eat anything with a face on it.
I partake not in the meat, nor the breast milk, nor the ovum of any creature with a face.
But Danny is suspicious of him because he's jealous. He has some amount of feelings for Sam, but, isn't good at admitting that. Also, the guys in white are back. The ghost hunters who are literally just men in black, but legally distinct, and they're kind of fun, and they're hunting Danny. And so because this Gregor kid also wears white, Danny is suspicious and thinks there might be some kind of connection. Meanwhile, Sam and this Gregor guy are kind of hanging out, and we get a very similar dating montage that we've gotten before with both the Valerie episode and the one early on when Paulina got possessed and Danny and her started dating for a little bit. Even complete with essentially the same score. This one might be a little bit different, but has the same vibe and accomplishes the same essential thing. But this time, Danny is the one who's jealous. At the end of the episode, Gregor is revealed to be just a complete fraud. He's not connected to the guys in white. That was just a complete red herring. He's just a douchebag who's putting on an accent and this like persona in order to try to get with Sam because he's a guy. he's just a douche. There's this funny moment then when he's like,
Cheerleaders. Better adjust my pitch. Hey babes, you like football?
Brilliant satire, and totally accurate to a lot of guys who will do anything to get laid. We see Valerie very, very briefly in this episode, but she's only in the background and she doesn't have any lines. Kind of too bad that we don't get to see more of her this season. This would have been a fun episode to do that in, but at least they acknowledge her, and it's nice to see a little bit of continuity. This episode is a nice change of pace this season that's been very heavily focused on big ghost battle events, and Tucker's an Egyptian and now they're in ancient Egypt, and like, oh, Danny's gonna go back in time, and it's like this episode it's completely focused on high school relationship dynamics, and I like that. Well, it doesn't balance the supernatural stuff and high school stuff as well as some episodes, obviously heavily focusing on the high school stuff. For me, it still works because I find that stuff kind of more interesting and more fun anyways, and there hasn't been that many episodes in the later half of the season that even really focus on that as much, other than, maybe the Valerie episode. Other than that, not a whole lot to this one. This one-off character who doesn't really ever come back that I can think of. And we get to play with some of the relationship dynamics and stuff. And there's a lot of, good, things where it's like, oh, I know that feeling of, the girl you like is with someone else. Feeling like you don't see a friend anymore because they're in a relationship. When Sam finds out that Gregor is entirely putting on an act just to get with her. That's kind of sad and upsetting that the only guy that seemed to actually be into her would do anything for any girl just to get with them. So that makes her feel like people don't actually like her, which is, sad. That's about it for this one. We're getting close to the end of the season now with only a couple episodes left. This episode is a nice change of pace that focuses on the high school stuff a little more, which we haven't seen as much in the last few episodes. So it's a welcome change of pace, and it's got some fun stuff in it. But that's about it for this one, and so we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.
Danny Phantom.